Have you ever wondered what it's like to be the most famous person on the planet? Today, we will explore the story of Michael Jackson. His life was more than just music and dance. It was a powerful story about the bright lights of fame and the very dark shadows they can create. Michael Jackson was born in a small house in Indiana. He was part of a very large family. He had many brothers and sisters. His father, Joe Jackson, saw talent in his children. He decided to form a music group. This group was called the Jackson 5. Michael was the youngest member, but he was the star. He had a powerful voice and amazing dance moves. Even as a little boy, he could capture the attention of everyone in the room. The Jackson 5 became very successful. They had hit songs and traveled all over the country. Michael's childhood was not like other children's. He did not play in the park or go to regular school. His life was about practice, performance, and work. He spent hours learning songs and dance routines. His father was very strict. He wanted his sons to be perfect. Michael learned to work hard, but he also missed having a normal childhood. This was something that stayed with him his whole life. As he grew older, Michael wanted to create his own music. He started his solo career. His album Off the Wall was a huge success. But it was his next album that changed the world. That album was Thriller. It became the best-selling album of all time. Suddenly, Michael Jackson was not just a pop star. He was the most famous man in the world. Everyone knew his name. Everyone knew his songs. He created music videos that were like short movies. Thriller and Billie Jean changed how people saw music. He invented new dance moves. The moonwalk became his signature move. People everywhere tried to copy it. His concerts sold out in minutes. He performed for millions of fans across the globe. He was at the top of the world. He had everything anyone could want. He had money, awards, and the love of millions of fans. But fame is a heavy coat to wear every day. It started to create a very different life for him. He could not live like a normal person anymore. He could not go to the grocery store. He could not walk his dog in a park. If he went outside, huge crowds would form. Photographers followed him everywhere he went. His life became very isolated. He was surrounded by people, but he often felt very alone. This loneliness was a big part of the dark side of his fame. He wanted to find a place where he could be himself. He wanted to find the childhood he never had. So he built a home called Neverland Ranch. It was a fantasy land. It had a movie theater, a zoo, and a theme park. It was a place where he could invite children and feel like a child himself. For a while, Neverland was his happy place. It was his escape from the pressures of the world. But it also showed how separate his life was from reality. He was living in a world he had created, a world that was very different from the one outside his gates. The pressure to be the king of pop was immense. He felt he always had to be perfect. This pressure affected his appearance. He had plastic surgery. His skin color also changed. Michael said he had a skin condition called vitiligo, but the media created many stories. His changing face became a constant topic of discussion. He was a man who brought so much joy to the world through his music, but inside he was struggling with the unbelievable weight of his own fame. The immense pressure of being Michael Jackson never stopped. His every move was watched and judged. While Neverland was his private escape, it also became a source of great trouble. The world outside his gates was becoming more suspicious. In 1993, his life changed forever. he was accused of wrongdoing with a child. This was the start of a long and painful public battle. The man who was loved by millions was now facing very serious accusations. The media coverage was intense. Stories about him were on every television and in every newspaper. People started to see him differently. The magic of the king of pop began to fade for some. It was replaced by doubt and questions. The legal case was settled outside of court. Michael maintained his innocence, but the damage to his reputation was done. His life became a cycle of creating music and defending himself. A decade later, he faced another, even bigger trial. This time, the accusations were very similar. The trial was broadcast around the world. Every detail of his life was discussed. His home, Neverland, was searched by police. The place that was his sanctuary was now part of a criminal investigation. He had to appear in court day after day. He looked thin and tired. The stress was enormous. After a long trial, the jury made a decision. They found him not guilty on all charges. He was a free man. But he did not feel free. The experience had broken him in many ways. After the trial, he left Neverland forever. The happy place was now filled with bad memories. He moved away, trying to find peace. He became even more private. He was rarely seen in public. He spent his time with his 3 children. He tried to give them a normal life, but it was almost impossible. His financial situation also became difficult. The trials had cost him millions of dollars. His lifestyle was very expensive. He was in debt. He decided the only way to fix his problems was to return to music. He planned a final series of concerts in London called This Is It. He wanted to show the world that he could still perform. He wanted to connect with his fans one last time. He started practicing for the shows. He worked day and night. The pressure was on again. He was older now, and he had to be as good as he was in his youth. He pushed his body to the limit. He needed to rest, but he had trouble sleeping. He began to rely on a doctor who gave him strong medicine to help him sleep. In June 2009, just before the shows were to begin, the world received shocking news. Michael Jackson was dead. He had died from an overdose of the sleeping medicine his doctor gave him. The king of pop was gone. His story, however, does not end with sadness. His death reminded the world of his incredible talent. People stopped talking about the trials and started listening to his music again. His songs are still played everywhere. His dance moves still inspire new artists. Michael Jackson's life shows us the 2 sides of fame. It can lift you up to incredible heights, but it can also create a lonely world where it is hard to trust anyone. He was a man who gave the world so much, but he paid a very high price for his fame. His art and his music are his legacy. They will live forever. What is your favorite Michael Jackson song? Why does it make you feel good?